go. Hello, everyone. Shua Allegra here. So I'm introducing you to some of my new and some old friends as well, just to let you know what they're doing, all the good that they're doing in the world, and also to introduce you to maybe resources that you did not know about previously. So today I have Paulette with me. Do you want to take a moment and introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you so much for having me on. I do appreciate it. I
Yeah.
am Paulette Harper. I am the book coach to emerging authors. And one of the many things that I do is I help aspiring authors write, publish, and market their books. And I'm also a motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, and minister as well.
Nice, nice. Wow, thank you for all that you do. And I know many of us, both of us, writing and publisher myself, I know how stories are important, and we have to inspire and motivate people to get the story out there because it does save life. Literally, it helps others. So, what's your backstory? Like, how did you, how did you get to doing what you do today?
Yeah. So my backstory is I started writing years ago, and I started writing because I had came out or through, I should say, a divorce, and so
Mm-hmm.
it was very traumatic for me. And so I began to journal my story, my lessons that I had learned through that going
Mm-hmm.
through that divorce. And in the process of that, I was just really led to just share not just what I had gone through, but really make myself vulnerable to other people and let them know as well. I was married to a pastor, and so that made the dynamics even more vulnerable for me to be able to share those moments in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
so it really was, the pain I had gone through, my experiences in life, things that had taught me some great lessons, and even my own struggles of going through, the divorce. And so I began to share that and write that. And that really was how, God just opened up the doors for me to be able to, share other writings as well. When I
Mm-hmm.
started writing, I didn't know anything about becoming an author. I hadn't journaled anything. I hadn't written anything down. I didn't have any author friends. And so it was really trial and error. I,
Mm-hmm.
was able to do my outline and just really be able to just sit and think about what it is that I wanted readers to know. What, what was it about my journey that I wanted to express to readers that, what, no matter what, I was able to get through it and they could do. And so, and that's how I just really started writing. And from there, it just, allowed me to just be able to write other books as well that I find that's very helpful for other readers.
Mm-hmm. No, thank you. Thank you for, and I often say like when we turn our stumbling blocks into stepping stone, we find joy in the journey. It's in repurposing all those experiences, all those trials, if you want, that we went through, that we actually not only find healing for ourselves, but then we found resources, we found strength to actually help others. So thank you for doing that. And I know
Yeah.
it takes extra strength, not just to pull yourself out of there, or let God pull you out of there, but then use that same strength to help someone else. So thank
Yes.
you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yeah.
Yes.
It really does take a lot because you have to find yourself being vulnerable and being open, and exposing yourself and exposing your pain and your wounds to others who
Hmm.
may or not know that you have been going through those things. But it's really a healing process. It really was
Yes.
therapy for me, and that's how I approached it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So true. Yeah. Writing is so therapeutic for me as well, and that's what dictates the kind of stuff that I write and what I share with others. So why now that you've been doing this for a few years, you've been helping others. What keeps you going? Like, what's your why now? Now that you kind of, in the beginning it was because you needed yourself.
Yeah.
Now that you're in this journey, what keeps you going and why do you still do it?
Yeah, you know what? My why now is really seeing other people write their stories and helping them birth their visions and their
Mm,
purposes in life. I find so much great aspiration. And it's empowering for me to be able to help others, hone in their gifts, write their own story, and see them become best-selling authors because I know how it felt for me when I wrote my first book.
yeah.
And so my why really is seeing other people have that same joy joy and experience by sharing their own stories, because there's nothing that we've gone through in life that can be so, bring so much shame on us that we don't want to share those experiences with
Mhm.
others. And so the joy really is when I can connect with someone and coach them and help them see that their words matter, their stories matter, their
Mm.
experience matter, and that those stories and experience can just really change the lives of others.
Yes, yes. Oh, beautifully said. I almost hear myself through your words, so I love it. Yeah, I often use the analogy of birthing your story as well, because it is those things are kind of like, and most of us who write, many of us, and I will say, have been wanting to write for a long time. We've been writing and never took us, no, never took our writing seriously, or
Mhm,
sometimes we write it just in it's in a journal, it stays with us. And it's
mhm.
sometimes when we go through those painful experiences, you're like, oh my goodness, writing becomes my only outlet, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, somebody else needs this, and then sometimes you need to find someone along your journey who will
Mm,
help you see that, hence the book coach, comes in, or for me it was the story coach, Shaniqua Cannon. I love that lady. Honestly, she, from her helping me from one book, now I'm like, 20 books later, I keep duplicating the formula that I learned from her over and over again, and helping others write their own stories. And so it's both a work of, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
yes.
It is really worth it.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So how can we support you? You're doing a lot for others. Like, how can we support you in what you're doing?
You know what? Being on your broadcast really is a great support for me, because it's really about exposure. I
Mm-hmm.
want people to know who I am and how I can help them. And so, one of the things that I'm doing right now is not only helping others write their stories, but I also been creating, some digital products
Mm-hmm.
within, this time in which we are, being shut in right now.
Right.
So I have a product in which is really going to help emerging authors write these stories that they've been wanting to write for all these years, and they really
Mm-hmm.
haven't. So it's a digital product called Storytellers Academy Toolkit. And
Mm-hmm.
inside this toolkit, you mentioned about a framework, and this is one of the pieces inside this toolkit. It's a framework on how they can write their story and how they can get it published, and also how they can, get their book marketed and promoted as well. And
Nice.
so this toolkit was really created with or from all of my experiences and my own, knowledge. And I've gathered all these things that I put inside this toolkit, PDF, printable checklist, cheat
Mm-hmm.
sheets, and everything else you can think of that really
Wow.
will help them get to the finish line to
Mm-hmm.
finally getting their book published.
Nice, nice. And we'll make sure to share that link on in
Yeah,
the description, so they can just click and go grab it. And no,
yeah,
even for those of us who've been already been, authors and writers for a while, been published, a toolkit is such a great resource to have. I love toolkits. And so it's like, it's good to have, and for someone with like you with so much experience, that's a way to kind of pick your brain without you have never been there, physically being there. So for all
yeah,
of us, please click and go check it out. If you're writing a book, or wanted to write a book, or been writing a book, you
yeah,
want to go grab that toolkit. We'll definitely be sharing it down below. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. It's such a pleasure to get to know you, and also, to know all the things that you're doing.
Well, I appreciate this opportunity so much, Shu. Thank you again. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, have a good day.
Okay, you do the same. Thanks again.
Thanks.
Okay.